Hello, my lovely, lovely Year 1 designers. I'm very excited today because we're going to be beginning to build our lovely fish, our beautiful fish decorations, our garden ornaments. And to begin with, we're going to look at the wood. Now, we've got lovely wood here, but it's not really a fishy shape. Though this one is, because we had a very kind friend of the school, Mr. Jones, cut out lots of fishy shapes for you. That was very kind of you. Thank you, Mr. Jones, for doing that for us. But what he didn't have time to do is to sand it all down for us to make it smooth. Let's have a look at our fish. At the moment, the edges are quite rough. And we've got little rough stubbly bits there. So we want to make it nice and smooth so we don't have splinters, but also so it looks good. And to do this, we need to use our sandpaper. Just fold that up and begin rubbing it backwards and forwards, nice and quickly, over all the edges of our fishes, all the way round. And you can see the difference that makes already, can't you? Just that little bit of rubbing makes it look so much neater and tidier. I'm going to speed through mine, going all the way round so you can see the difference. There, doesn't that look good? Lovely and smooth, perfect. Now, just special tip for you here, a safety tip. We've got all this sawdust on our desk. Don't go blowing it to get it onto the floor or away. Number one, it will make a mess on the floor. Number two, it could go into people's eyes. So everyone, stop the film now. We're going to get on with our sanding. I want everybody to have a really good try at getting their fish nicely sanded. And remember to make a little pile of your sawdust and don't blow it onto the floor. Good luck, everyone. Welcome back, Year 1 designers. We're now going to look at all the materials that we can add to our fishies. So first of all, we've got lots of bottle caps that we could put on there, plastic ones and metal ones. We've got rubber bands, we've got straws. What else have we got? Yes, we've got bits of plastic string. Normal string wouldn't be so good because it'll get a bit soggy, but it'll be okay. But look, I've got plastic from milk bottles and I've got plastic from drinking bottles. That's all good stuff to make decorations. Then I've got things like bits of wood. So I've got some lolly sticks and broken pegs. They're good. And we're ready to start building. We need our tools. So we need our hammer board. We need a hammer. The hammer board protects our table. And we've got our hammer and our scissors. Now, we've got a few saws. I'm going to show you how to use those later. And then we've got permanent markers. You might want to colour your fish in a bit on the wood. And so the colours need to be permanent. We've then got two types of nails. We've got the short ones, which you'll use more of. And then there are much longer ones. Okay, let me show you the importance of choosing the right nail. If you look, the short ones don't go all the way through the piece of wood. That's fantastic. That's what we're going to want to use mostly because most of the things we're going to hammer in will work perfectly with that. But sometimes we're going to need a bit of extra. If you look at this nail, it would go all the way through into your hammer board and probably get stuck onto there. But it's useful if we're going to turn the caps upside down and have our nail going through the top there. Let me show you. I need a long nail for this because if I use a short nail, it wouldn't be long enough to go through the top of the bottle cap and into the wood. But if I used a long one through the end of the cap, if I turned it upside down, it would be far too long. Let me lay this on and show you. So I've got my long nail again. I'm going through the bottom of the cap this time, just banging that into place. I try not to go quite all the way through so it doesn't go into the wood so much that I can't lift it off. So I'm just giving it a few more taps and you can see the nail is starting to come through. And if I was to do it anymore, it will be stuck to my hammer board. So short nails, fantastic for most things, including going through the bottom. But if you want to go through the top of your caps, the bigger things, you'll need to use the long nail. There we go. There's a top tip. So we're ready to start building and decorating. You've got your design to look at and you start using the materials. I'm going to start with using some of this plastic bottle, repurposing that bottle. And I'm just poking a little hole in, shaping it a bit more, and I'm going to try and hammer it in. There we go. I'm keeping my finger well out the way once it's got started so I don't risk hurting my finger. And I'm going to add another bit of my tail. A couple of taps of the hammer, then move your fingers away. And then I'm going to do the same with my last bit of my nice tail. And you're going to follow your designs, so you can do this exactly how you want. But also with designing, sometimes you come up with ideas while you're building. So you don't have to just stick to your design. If you come up with a better idea while you're building, then use that. That's fine. But keep looking at your design for ideas. Now, did you see I poked the nail through the straw first? That meant I didn't have to hold the nail at all. It was already held on with the straw. There we go, keeping my fingers nicely out the way. And there's my fin. And I've used the bendy straw to help me with that. Now, I'm just going to hammer in nails all the way around the edge. But I'm not getting them all the way in. Let me just show you why. So I'm not hammering these in entirely flat. It's so I can put on these rubber bands. Don't they look good? I'm stretching them across. I could do the same thing with a piece of string as well, twisting it around them. And look, I'm going to use string and elastic bands to decorate this one. There he is. I've added a little mouth using a pen, permanent marker, and then I've got my straw, my tail, and I've used rubber bands and string to decorate that. Before we look at another one, I want to show you how to cut the wood in case you need to have some shorter bits like these lolly sticks here. I'm using a block here that's got lots of lines cut out of it. This is going to help us. We're going to use those lines, not the diagonals, but the straight lines. Don't want diagonals. We want to use straight lines. So I'm going to line up my mark where I want to cut with one of these holes here. And then I put my saw in and I begin wiggling onto that line. And it's brilliant, that, because it means I don't have to get my fingers too near. I might want to sand the ends, but that's it. That's a great tip if you want to cut down some bits of wood. Now I'm going to show you some more fish. So here's another fish I made. So I used the idea of the rubber bands, but I also used some bottle caps. This tail was nice because I used two bendy straws together and I just made a thin end of one and poked it inside, so it made a nice triangular shape for the tail. That was fun. Here's my next one. I used straws for my decoration. I cut them to size and just nailed them on. I then used lolly sticks, and this was a piece of the milk bottle carton that I coloured in. And then here we go. I like this one. It's got a flappy little fin. I used caps. I used bits of the plastic this time for decoration as well as the fin. And then I used straws for my fish. Isn't that one nice? Right, everybody, get building your fish. Enjoy yourselves. You're going to finish them off tomorrow, so there's no need to rush, and have lots of fun. I can't wait to see your finished fish.